Are you the type of person that can never decide what to eat? Let me scroll Uber Eats for 35 minutes. This is the answer to all of your problems in one meal. Today we're making our ideal bento box. 2 different proteins, a starch, and various vegetables, sauces, mixed match, blah, 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 blah. I want you to know that this doesn't end here with these recipes before you. You can replace the proteins. Throw chicken in there. There's no chicken in this one, I'm sorry. The funny thing is I don't order bento boxes as much as I wish I did. I go to a restaurant and I think about it and I order way too much because I want to try everything. This is your opportunity to try everything. So with all that being said, let's make this, shall we?
A bento box is about an experience. It never forces you to sit with one option. It's like the omakase of the school lunchbox. And we're going fully loaded. Tonkatsu, teriyaki salmon, tamago yaki, spicy cucumber salad, and much more. Let's begin. First, start with your tamago yaki because, well, it can be served at room temp, and I actually like it that way. In a medium-sized bowl, add 3 eggs, 1 teaspoon or 7 grams of mirin, 2 tablespoons or 30 grams of shiradashi, whisk that together till thoroughly combined. Then get yourself a tamago yaki pan. Yes, it can be done in a normal pan, but we're making it tradish, baby. Show a little respect. Anyway, lightly grease up a tamago yaki pan and heat over medium. Add just enough egg to coat in a single thin layer into the pan. Let that cook out till solid enough to move, but just very lightly moist on top. Roll it up tightly toward the handle. Once that's rolled up nice, push it away from the handle all the way to the opposing edge of your pan. Refill your pan again with that thin layer, let it cook, repeat the rolling process, push away, see where we're going here, and repeat that for a total of 6 to 7 times. Remove from the pan, roll it up in a sushi mat, and let it sit for 5 minutes to cool. Now, obviously, you can slice this into half-inch pieces and serve immediately while still warm, or you can leave it whole and let it sit to room temp and slice later for when you need it. Let's talk rice. And I'm keeping this brief because I've said it at least 420,069 times. Start with 2 cups or 370 grams of sushi-grade rice, such as koshikari. Wash your rice. Period. Once your rice is rinsed of its starch, place it in a rice cooker along with 2 cups or 480 milliliters of a nice filtered, but ideally a nice spring water. Oh, Josh is so fancy. Look, the water you place in the rice cooker is going to significantly impact the flavor of the final product. The cleaner the water, the cleaner the rice. Close your little rice homie, turn them on. Wait, that doesn't sound right. And let it do its thing. And well, you have cooked rice. Next, spicy cucumber salad. Look, I caved and did the funny, weird accordion cucumbers. Turns out it's kind of dope and fun, I'll admit. I might have even done this before, I really don't remember. You'll go ahead and start with 2 seedless English cucumbers. Cut them into 5 to 6 inch segments, which I have heard from a size standpoint is not that big, but you tell me. Anyway, place a segment between 2 chopsticks and begin by slicing on a bias until your knife is stopped by said chopsticks. And repeat the slices spaced about 1/4 inch apart until you cut the whole cucumber. Flip it over, and on the uncut side, you're gonna repeat that exact same process, but this time you're gonna be slicing straight all the way across the cucumber. And if you did it right, well then they should accordion like this. If they fall apart, well then, wham. I'll be honest, it's a bit tedious, but it's fun. Come on, have a little bit of fun. And let's be real, you could always just slice this. Now in a small bowl, toss together 2.5 teaspoons or 14 grams of kosher salt and 2.5 teaspoons or 11 grams of granulated sugar. Whisk together till combined. Place your accordion gentleman in a bowl. Season your cucumbers generously with your salt and sugar mixture. Toss together and allow to cure for 10 to 20 minutes. The longer a cure will mean a better texture and more sauce absorbency. Fast forward and look at all that water that was hiding in the cucumbers. Sickening. Sorry. Anyway, discard the excess cucumber juice. And to your cukes, you're gonna add 1/4 cup or 60 grams of spicy chili crisp, 1 teaspoon or 7 grams of toasted sesame oil, 1 tablespoon or 15 grams of white distilled vinegar, 2 cloves of garlic grated, toss together till thoroughly incorporated, and that's it. These are great right now, but they're even better after marinating. Onward. Let's have a brief mayo moment. Specifically miso mayo. In a bowl, combine 1 cup or 230 grams of koopy mayo, not poopy mayo, just to be clear. 1 tablespoon or 15 grams of white miso, 1 tablespoon or 15 grams of red miso, 2 teaspoons or 14 grams of lemon juice or yuzu juice, 1 teaspoon or 7 grams of mirin, 3 cloves of garlic grated, whisk all that together until combined, taste and add salt if needed. Optionally, pass through a fine mesh sieve to get it extra smooth. And that's it. Moving on, let's talk firing up that grill. All right. First off, fire up that grill. Charcoal or propane, don't care. Although charcoal will probably taste better with the purpose of this bento box. Remember to have 1 hot side and 1 cold side, and I want that hot side hot. Now while that's heating, we're gonna make our teriyaki salmon glaze. In a small saucepan, add 1/3 cup or 88 grams of dark soy sauce, 1 tablespoon or 15 grams of white distilled vinegar, 2 tablespoons or 30 grams of light brown sugar, 1 tablespoon or 15 grams of honey, a 1-inch knob or 12 grams of ginger grated, 1 cup or 240 grams of water, 2 tablespoons or 30 grams of cornstarch. Whisk that together and then continuously whisk and heat until thickened. It's like a couple minutes, it's not that hard. Now for your salmon, you'll need about a 2-pound or 900 gram side of king salmon. This is the king of salmons. What more could you want? Feel free to remove the skin if you don't want it. Cut that down into 1.5-inch wide fillets. Lightly coat each fillet with vegetable or avocado oil. Brush that on, season them and taste with salt, and just before you grill, be sure to generously grease the grates, as well as the fish with cooking spray. Trust me, this is how you avoid the fish sticking. Even better if you use a small wire rack that you're willing to destroy over the flame. Now sear that bad boy on the hottest part of the grill for about 2 minutes or until brown, and just cook to about medium, which is an internal temp of 135 to 140 Fahrenheit. This is the luxury zone. Please do not cook your salmon beyond this point unless you prefer it dry as Anyway, once you've reached that point, brush your salmon generously with your teriyaki sauce and hit it hard with the highest heat you can until the glaze is caramelized onto the fish. At that point, you're done. Repeat with all your salmon. And since we're already on the grill, you might as well start your broccoli. Separate out 2 to 3 crowns of broccoli into florets, toss with 3 tablespoons or 30 grams of vegetable oil, and salt to taste till thoroughly coated. Place on your grill, either directly on the grates or on skewers. You know, if it starts falling through the grates, maybe you should put it on skewers. Grill until lightly charred all over and cooked with just a bit of crunch remaining. Take them off, and optionally you can toss them with additional salt and lemon juice to taste. Bada bing, bada done. That leaves us with Papa's tonkatsu, the easiest way to find happiness. Heat up a 7-quart heavy bottom pot that's been filled about halfway up with vegetable oil to 350 Fahrenheit. Take 4 nicely marbled pork chops and pound to about a 1/2 inch thick. You know the drill, or maybe you have no idea what's going on. That's awesome. In a bowl, add 1 cup or 120 grams of all-purpose flour. In a separate bowl, 3 large eggs and 2 tablespoons or 29 grams of water, whisk together till homogeneous. And finally, a third separate bowl of 2.5 cups or 250 grams of panko breadcrumbs. Season your pork generously with salt and allow them to sit for 5 minutes. This allows the salt to soak into your pork. Then dredge the pork chop in your flour until coated thoroughly, shake off the excess, and toss into the egg again, coating thoroughly. And finally, press into your panko breadcrumbs, coating every single piece so those panko boys adhere to the meat. No bald spots. Make sure your thing's getting fully coated at every single stage or I'm gonna show up at your front door, okay? Now all there is to do is repeat the breading with all of your chops and fry 1 to 2 pieces at a time for 4 to 6 minutes or until golden brown and just cooked through. Remove from the oil, drain on a wire rack, and season with a touch more salt to taste and a little bit of shimi togarashi for the light but incredibly powerful flex. I mean, look at the beauty of this thing. It's glistening so hard I can almost hear the crunch emanating from the computer screen or whatever the you're watching this on, I don't know. Here's how you assemble. First, it'd be helpful if you had an actual bento box like this. You can get one similar to mine in the link in the description. Now first, lay down your rice into a nice little compartment that was almost beckoning for its call. Next, your miso mayo, followed by your sliced tonkatsu, your charred broccoli, glazed salmon, cucumber salad, and before you place on your tamagoyaki, if you can find a nice singular shiso leaf, lay that down and then follow with your sliced tamagoyaki. Hit with your thinly sliced green onion. This was sliced on a very thin bias and shocked in ice water and dried on a paper towel for that curly effect. Maybe a little lemon slice. If you want some extra acid, that's the flavor profile, you heathen. Now let's sit down and enjoy no meal at all, but instead an experience, a bento moment.
This is like an omakase meal in one sitting. You don't gotta wait for the plate after plate after plate. This is the plate. First off, katsu, we're known for it, all right? Oh my God, it's good every time. Tamagoyaki, not as hard as it seems. You should never skip this. I get it, not everyone has one of these. You can do it in a regular pan, it's fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. Once you slice it and you have all those nice layers, that's what makes it special. Salmon, a little bit of lemon on there. Missed the whole salmon when I did that. I actually prefer teriyaki on salmon more than I do chicken. The outside sweet, lacquered, you got a little crunch, juicy, oceanic. It's like I'm by the ocean breeze. I can feel it in my hair. Look, we've all seen these cucumbers. Everybody loves these cucumbers. It is the perfect cut to the richness. Little spicy, the umami. There is no broccoli like grilled broccoli. You take some of that, you dip it in your miso mayo, and it's a beautiful time. Maybe you finish it off with some rice. If I was forced to only be able to eat one meal for the whole day, dare I say the whole week, I think I spit rice out when I did that, you're looking at that meal right here. But you wanna know what else you should be looking at? B-roll.